game no na ya hwe se de no be si akona Messiah ne Michael Sombrana on betwaso.
Yeah, a couple Champions League and of course why of the Champions League stories back home you know me and Sabia. I think major to a bit to her. The person me run it through quickly now me share games in susumo. Now me time ready over say fancy no. Kobo chebeso. Postcodes in Ekasayo. And you make my opinion. But I will opine on Postcode's opinion.
Okay.
But Post share the opinion on whatever is happening at Manchester United.
Yeah.
I think I have a piece on that.
Okay.
Forget the system. The players are just not at the level that Manchester United need. They are not aggressive enough. They are not quick enough. They have not got the legs in midfield. They are playing two-man midfield in Bruno. They are playing two in midfield. Bruno in there. And he hasn't got the legs to do it in a three-man midfield, let alone two.
Okay.
A purely tactics in common postcode so ni edino. Okay, yeah, yanko coach from Ryan Kwese say that and can be cockra me Champions League them.
Okay.
But a purely tactics and come on and our go verbally. Or say for now, you forget the system no. And a couple baby and our team can be say, oh dear, me the more room the three back and my jet to say no bebo. Me forgetting the system no. But within that system no. Postcodes ebusa questions say. The other day be another question ya why Bruno will be dropped very deep. Now allow Cunha and Buomo behind Shesko. We are discussing that, or Messi Mount, or Diallo Bebem, whatever. My single opinion on Bruno's situation was the fact that I didn't manage another or that about anybody more deeper. I don't know anybody more deeper. My main friend come in from Pa said about Albert and yet Tiasiemu literally because we need the person channel. But the person channel say, for me say Justice Blay and Asare Gadas for the example. Obedaka say at this state of in career no odene bo 10 obo 2 di agina nachi. There are so many players on the field who love to have the game in their own way, but systematically systematically there are certain players we allow them to function in their own way, how they see the game. You don't change them. Coaches be braba catch say who game now who Busquets, but who Busquets abe who game now. Because what the guy loves to sit deep. Also Busquets one advance zone how many times? Yeah. Until halfway line his game really revolves around that deep position. Or person you sit down and see so. Or don't know say I'm building game in family. That's not how he see the game. Bruno Fernandes, who has he been within the colours of Manchester United? It has been his elite stage. Or bought in advanced zone. He's part of the creative hub. He's part of the goal scorers. The goal production department of Manchester United. It can never be written on any day. Oh, bro, you Bruno the Yasin. Say you should go or you prepare go. No. Bruno is very effective in doing so. And so a coach now ba. Now because all free attackers. Bruno can't now the neighbor deep with ya. One, what cut you goals so? Now two, but be a postcodes where the Madrid drew. Or say, oh, but a free man made food and put on in ya. You did buga, you did be ball, you did tackle. Interceptions, those jobs off the ball now we know. The postcodes former player and legend of the club question say, oh, but a free man made food and power who so. I just come cry, see where some no between any high die. And now, or catch no, or say about free man method in 4-3-3, whatever, or who so on running, or yet you may be a jabo too, no so. It is all about can hold ya. Let's just say, Jumano is Sibako for nice. That is what Postcodes is saying. And couple, I say me, Sebe, born I dear children, minimum moon and say Postcodes. But I can say with much confidence, I've come to question why Bruno will be dropped deep. And yet, you Manchester.
Okay.
On a bit deeper on Yajuma. Two, and my ghost no say when you move.
Okay.
Bruno, no, you can't limit him to just passes. So on your side of the job. But this is where we are now. Now, what I was saying is a Postcode's opinion on whatever is being seen at Manchester United. And I had to re-echo my words on that situation. Moving on. Inter e contemplate so be call for Jose Mourinho. Many fear di pa no. Inter Milan has been one of the teams na me probable pa.
Yeah.
Especially so call Syria or discuss about Italian football yeah. Na me pay Inter Milan almost style of play, everything, more aggression. And I've seen many coaches have been changing the face of Inter Milan. Now, Ocean generation now, me discuss it me come on from 96, 97, 98 ever.
Okay.
Where I really on a daylight saw Messi Lucescu, that Romanian coach of Befa Inter Milan. The squad now was superb. He was one of the 4 coaches of the free back in the buy. After Messi, they've had a series of coaches. Now Roberto Mancini adwuma mbaye ya ansi Poma Jose Babeto aso a omoje the treble no. E free ono Inter enye ade na ebe mo mayi omu apie biem. Yes, they've been knocking on the Champions League trophy, but they see po. Na mo mba bi o Madrid no. Omo pay a huge figure in the final or that mentality betimi instill it on the players. No majibi bidiaba. How many finals have they gone in the last couple of seasons? 2. Ni nyina na ya from them by Spanish managers. Spanish managers and a couple with job on do one grow. Every Spanish manager so Bobby doing pom so also say all winner. Check opponent on mobile. Coach Benedict Spain bought 18 before the Boski no. The didn't coach is here. Aragones started say what torment Europe and San Del Boski by the tiki taka the babe to us. Na kanya Aragones no when you all kwa and they had hope in Del Boski so babe yejmana. Or no come to an torment no so. Del Bosque, Che de la Fuente, check club football.
Yeah.
Alonso ya Madrid, if you allow the guy to grow, would be who a man for. Spanish managers are very good. They build their team very technically. Physical side near about 15-20%. It's no money born now. It's two job on behalf. Now I think Inter needs a manager. A do final because squad need more squad power. And I already do the game you normal boy. No more say no, Inter need bad squad cry. They need a manager or better lift you more from the mental shambles. Or my dream no. Or do final I say we are okay being here. But they need somebody to push them beyond that.
Giving them winning mentality said okay Romano.
And Jose also needs a club to lift him to the elite part again. Oh say our sort wo. They have a manager wababa ye pay. And a Jose is so probably be lifting. It could be a good marriage. Say Jose near one community me a quetra. The modern day strikers no kakra vanish. So my man can say more expire. Benzema moko. And I move follow Ibrahimovic and Ronaldo phenomenon out of the game. They are going. Luis Suarez, Aguero mo inyano. Lewandowski ko and a Barcelona sabo pay Alan. My dream is say Barca and Saka Alana project in a way.
You say apart from Zambia, Lewandowski kwa the top striker with me abe 15.
Sir Lewandowski because uncle. Currently, one position, your department.
Okay.
One position. Yes, so clear. Sir Barca. Here an upgrade. The number 9 position.
Okay.
Odi Lewandowski boy ni America na ho den na ho keka no match the rest of the squad.
Sure.
Or train mo too physically. Oh, both 4 and 5 from more tiring to say Hinkapi tap so ba more a type no. Omo bully Lewandowski. But Obenya Frank Torres are based on the idea manager Hans Flick at the body into. Or to be body be or run it or drag it split central defenders. Emma the first line mentality now Barca team no. Obenya Rafinha Timbeshem, Obenya Infifi Pedri, somebody Olmo, Femi Lopez, Omtibabishim. But Lewandowski has become a bit static. Around the central defense or no, Hono ultimate move him. And into what check here, manager no use Frank Torres and saying, I can finishing instance, I'll still be choosing Lewandowski. But the rest, the part of the game now, or they can't finish it, no. Couple into me, and the manager has decided, say, or be call for Frank Torres. This is, the Lewandowski a free bench, or sometimes game no more, a low intensity, best at Lewandowski. But going into the tomorrow, they have Pedri, they have Olmo, they have Femi Lopez, all in central zones. Casado ne Mark Bernal air support too. On the flanks, Omanya Rashford, Abeka Rafinha, and then you have Obi to say Rooney Badger, Obabeso, Alami Yamaso on the other side. Defense, might not have extreme experience, but Kubasi Rojo looks good for the future. Latras, Martinez, Ubenya Kunde, Ubenya Garcia. Goalkeeping department, they have 3 couple department baby America. Sebastian Argumenti. and the new hono so ka ko fight young striker ba obesa squad no besa so anyini asen no rhythm no be wani mu asen no now no so I sa twe ade no ko akiri so they need somebody who do the prime what did ba be share her pepepa kapunafa and Haaland fitted the picture no he fits so well, especially the direct nature of Hansi Flick.
Yeah.
And yet, Tebasa, party, go 3 minutes. No one that's what Mukroma. Haaland be isolated.
Yeah.
But Hansi Flick, no, Hansi Flick, they quick transition. Papa, no job on the atom. No moko. And Chobe, into Maminja, Usmani Dembele, Ballon d'Or, on tournament, Champions League. No, Champions League, no. Me person me bono papa, na meko.
Okay.
And she say me bonus adia, kabu mamefa, me we no, and mona. Okay, so
that's it for him.
Bilbao ne Arsenal. Arsenal beko 2-1.
Okay.
PSV and Royal Union SG. Remember PSV 2 goals ho. Okay. Benfica and Carabao. Benfica beko 3 goals. Juve beshe 2-1 on Borussia Dortmund game no. Marseille ni Madrid game no. A game and person me shame kitu abi. Alonso the highest level in terms of European football happens to be the Europa League final on boy at Atalanta. No? A certain 3-back in the power. But in terms of the elite games, you know, couple, when you line up your tactics, you are winning. He lost that game to expensive experience. Gasperini Nyamani Jacoba, but comparing him to Alonso, no, differences are not vague. But Alonso lost that final. What should the game of Tia Sociedad? Yet 3 changes. Trent Beba Bishim. Mastantuono, I know Beba Bishim.
Let's start it.
Ceballos be free midfield. Ama Valverde. Ababe Catchomeno. Typical 4-2-3-1 with Adagula in the number 10. Flanking him no. Mastantuono and Vinicius. Not a lady line, you know, Mbappe. From the first day, pressure the one soon intino. You will still say Mbappe first is and you say. But going by the numbers, trust me, Mbappe is really growing as a fearsome striker. And my score line and I'm the 2 Madrid game no. Tottenham special VR 2-1 or one more. Chelsea ne we game no nyame ad much and Liverpool no. Intimidia no Robert one more.
Me da new na maame nkwe na meza mrai na fe. Ono so fa kakramna na yenko Asare Boadu na fa ebi nsoso. Meza enrum na fe mpeke meza obehwe game na say obehwe side stories so na.
Yes, I think me sensitive biem na edrum bia na Champions League night football bia comes to a standstill. There is a reason why Tembia no ye kase Champions League one particular competition say we World Cup ni free na we the Euros ni free na we bibiti say AFCON so di free no more. It is the club competition these national team competitions in compete pa.
Okay.
At the club level, I don't think any club competition surpasses the Champions League. Maybe in the next few years to come, no, the club World Cup beat me at Diahini, and I bet me had the opportunity to surpass it. Only time will tell.
Okay.
But as it stands, is the UEFA Champions League. Last season, you enjoy a new format of the UEFA Champions League. ISL produce a new winner for us. Before last season, Nianya the opportunity to see say Nottingham Forest Omo first Champions League. Dortmund Omo first Champions League. Other clubs Ebomo modern Omo first Champions League. Esaso maye a historical antecedent of the fact say your both final bia with Germany produce a new winner for us in the Champions League.
Yeah.
What happens after that? Very important. And at the end of competition, we manage them with Ronkwa. Me susu ye ne my dream. We did to say team A, team B, bet me abo more than team at the Champions League. Where one particular Champions League mean the league format so fan chere say because assume see Asian games 18 nyina na washe 7 and I washe 16 to on nebeji there be enter because last season you starting Liverpool Asian games are hold on be ko wi asia no na Paris Saint-Germain na be Liverpool
na wahwe no
but teams bi ti say Arsenal actually bibi kire kakra say eba Champions League no mani abre say on betumi abom ho modin awura matumi akwakoje me mom de ye koye ni no meka asem bi ba me gitum ye say afi Champions League no e kromiensa
ana be koso mu ba ko beji
England Spain and Italy
ana be fa
ye koye ni no e kromiensa
say German for free
ana me gitum ye say
crew ano be ko ba ko so
ye koye ni no be kire ba bi wura
okay
ye be di san komo ne pa
ahunya pa man for be somoti
ahunya pa we are the Champions League sha say be Real Madrid favorite sa same way opa soon 1 billion times I won't stop saying it.
Start the Champions League now.
Real Madrid is always the favorite to win the Champions League. Due to two things. New tournament I have one ajedo.
Madrid na.
Mewa. Ya didn't koma hunu empredo do a obia ni na Real Madrid so betimi agene no abede.
Babaji.
In recent times, one more team Champions League back to back.
Chelsea.
What did they mention as no? So in recent times, the history of the competition it favors Real Madrid. Nipa what team back to back it favors Real Madrid. I had to say the dominance of national team is France. Yababa World Cup 2022 there no be akai. Now bet my James France in your favorite.
Oh yeah, obedo mekao.
As I say.
Yeah.
And then call World Cup 2026. We are there won't mean favorite on Beja Obeka say more Argentina. And answer more France Nankasa Pro Ball final needing. So Bejibi. It is based on the fact to say these are nations in recent times they've been dominant at the World Cup. You ko Euros neka se bo favorite abeka se wine unka Spain. Kabo. Argentina abeka Spain. It is because Spain has been dominant in the current Euros ayabo. Meboa.
Sure.
It Real Madrid there. See Champions League ni started competition na. Obianka say Real Madrid G trophy ni dey seen na so tie ni two different things altogether. But they will always be favorite when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. Benyo Munkwa na favorite because there are other clubs Kapo me jitu mi say afiwe. Ni won betimi abo mo modern akọ in their favor. Amomotimi akọje the Champions League no.
Wow.
It begins tonight.
Rainy yeshe.
Amo the kick off times ni bia ba ni mu kakra.
Yeah.
I feel like anything short of a semi-final will be a disappointment for Mikel Arteta.
What's how the pressure call?
Yeah, far pressure and call. Nemo, me would be say. Arsenal team on the ball semi-final last season, better than this season. There no, better than last season. In terms of squad depth, maybe I'm a free banana. Quality squad depth. Because last season, not Arsenal, Messi Thomas Party. So especially in the Paris Saint-Germain first leg affair, no. Omo Messi Thomas Party. Na omunya replacement bia wo mti no mo break akra. Eno na me de ba be ra game ni mo.
Okay.
Enti asodie da Mikel Arteta etiri so se. Ade na wo ye na mra atwam last season no. Yesusu ye mu no. Wo sa discuss a team ni mu bia mti wo se team ni timi bo na ho mo ne nko nanim. But then based on the kind of opponent you are going to meet. But couple Champions League we nemu edin. The amount we mu ye din pa ni gina say. First no ka betima konya in table group bi na with them.
And the one me any aba offer my call.
Iti umpia film ne bia wabɔ category A team kwa na bia wabɔ baako pɛ bi o. But when no obetimi abɔ category A team be 2 times. Iti you will be assessed and analyzed based on how you performed against smaller clubs and how you perform against category A clubs. Iti intensity no, it was so at every level. Omone Bilbao. This is not a game I believe Bilbao stands a chance against Arsenal. Football, BBA Timisi. I agree to that. A bit man basi ebe game and then you make Bilbao wa share Arsenal by 1-0. And a 2-1. But all the two teams in the two and need the more recent forms of move. Any the experience and Mikel Arteta team no. Enya wa Champions League mu last season. Edibe piemu this season na. Kapo. I think it will be very difficult to say Bilbao have the brighter chance of beating Arsenal than Arsenal having the better chance of beating Bilbao. Arsenal with the quality. Okay. Noni Madueke Eberichezi Zubimendi Mo Victor Gyökeres. Sure. Zubimendi announcing himself for Arsenal. Weekend here tell me. I was at Twaso. Arsenal Ebeshe Bilbao away. That is what I actually see this game because a squad quality at Arsenal was through.
The Arsenal is winning.
Yes. And I make us say football, anything can happen. I agree to that. But I think what the two teams in the two and Yeni now we a couple. Wow far away. Now far away. Bakumu do chair bako. And Arsenal and the mood do at the chain Athletic Bilbao. The Santiago Bernabeu better Champions League now. Then you be on winning the Bebo say a club or the first Champions League in French football's history. Olympique Marseille and they are back. Legacy be Olympique Marseille yeah back in 1992-1993 they been Paris Saint-Germain a pepano. Because omoji the Champions League no. Omoji ye no so the couple. Omansa anye no nkomo de treble. Roberto Di Zerbi one coach ameji to me say oye innovative. Or take a risk. But he's not an exceptional coach as we look at things to be. Said he born a Barcelona Di Zerbi there and the Derby.
Di Zerbi no.
He's not an exceptional coach. Definitely tactically he's a good coach. And or per big games. Or as how coach is in a time no was Sassuolo Italy no. So she a kese for na. Boy boy sonko.
To a big game coach.
Inter. Juve. AC. The days at Brighton and Hove Albion. So almost here Bibi to say Chelsea. Almost here Pep Guardiola or Manchester City. So almost here Liverpool for no money or more bar. Anna Roberto Di Zerbi money bonana to say couple. Anna was so. So I wanted to say Oshia team to say Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. In the Italian Serie A, Cagliari, Bologna. Performance is different. He relishes this big opportunity to always announce himself. But in subsequent games, he proves to Yasi Nina say, oh no, you overrating because we're winning 1 or 2 games be against big size. Against Real Madrid, they will be there. They will be present.
On Madrid match.
Roberto Di Zerbi asem na make chire we
Madrid Benabao so no okono.
When yes obe wini.
Okay.
When yes obe belusu.
Okay.
I'm talking about the competitive nature of the game. Enye an absolute walkover. To say the ebe no. Because Di Zerbi no or per big matches 10 bia no. No jina touchline no acting mad no yesi no to 20 no yesi obe chire panyin ni tactics no onim tactics. O sia kesifo ani suban no. By this shani another nkomo. Ne bone de obebo. Ne bone de ombebo pa. Ne bone de ombebo. Messing good be Pierre Miracle bag mo. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on be your money on kakra bi.
Obama be see form. Aubameyang. Actually, do.
But you see, Aubameyang Champions League goals are washe. Any nyoma bi wo bia no. E won record that hono monko. Then there is Kylian Mbappe. I mean, to me say this season he is the man for Real Madrid. Waji a henchene de ahye ni ti sei. Ano di jubane de Real Madrid. In games Real Madrid have won in the La Liga nyina no. Anya Kylian Mbappe adagula. Anya Mbappe adagula. Mbappe is instrumental in this Real Madrid setup to a certain extent to say. See, because Real Madrid etimenya 9 points or 12 points in the Spanish La Liga. Ono kwa mamube 9. Say 12 or mamu 9. Say 9 or mamu 6. The goals are washe. Penalties are wenya. Any assist are why.
Whoa.
There's a new superstar for Real Madrid in town in the Champions League. After Cristiano Ronaldo, there was Karim Benzema. After Karim Benzema, there was Vinicius Jr. But I think Kylian Mbappe offers something distinct from Vinicius Jr. at Real Madrid. And he understands what big game means. Game ne be ding. A bit my 1-1, 2-1 in favor of Real Madrid.
Wow.
But open pa the night no obesum no ama Champions League na kwaba to the Bernabeu. Meko for Kylian Mbappe.
You been Mbappe night.
Say Anadui. And he loves to play against Olympic Marseille.
Sure.